Hi everyone, welcome back to my craft room. If you're new to my craft room, then welcome. Today I want to make this cute little craft here using this Dollar Tree cutting board. Usually I get these in white, and of course they didn't have white. They only had red ones this time when I got it. But that is what this is here. It's just, they've always had these at Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint this brown, and I want to decorate this up for Christmas. So I'm actually going to use some of the Waverly truffle colored chalk paint and a little bit of the folk art chalk paint in the Parisian gray, just to make it a little weathered looking, and it's going to be just that easy. So the first thing you want to do with these though is take a piece of sandpaper, just go over this thing and scratch it up, because you really need it to, you know, hold your paint on a little bit better, because it's really shiny and it's really, it doesn't take much, but you just need something for the paint to grab onto. So I'm just going to do that, and then I go all down in here. I'm not going to do all this because it's noisy, because I already have one finished over there, but I sanded the whole thing off with that. Now, I didn't do the back of it. I'm just doing the front of it. If you want, you can do the back, but this is going to hang up against the wall, so it's not necessary unless you're planning on giving it to somebody else. Now I painted that whole one brown, which I probably really didn't even need to do, because then I found these images. These I got from Temu a while back. They have so many pretty papers on Temu that you can order, and this is like a I don't know what size these would be considered. Let's see. They're about, if I have my ruler the right way, let's see, they're about 5 by 8s, just about close to it. But so many pretty snowman pictures they had. I think I got these last year. I can't remember when I got them. I'm always on Temu looking at their different papers and things. They have such pretty ones. But I decided on this guy here, and I cut him out, and you know, after I painted the other one so nice and good there, I realized that this fits perfectly right in the center of this board. Now you could leave this red if you wanted to. I may do another one and leave one in the red color, because I have a couple of these. But anyway, all I did was I took some of the chalk paint. It's real easy. One coat did it. I'm just going to paint a little bit of this one here, just to show you how easy this is to cover, where I just sanded here. You want to get down in that hole and everything around your edges, but literally one coat of this paint covered everything. My phone's dinging. It's probably my husband coming back. He's walking the dog. Nope. It was just a nonsense notification. But yeah, see, just one coat, and that covers that up really well. So I just painted the whole outside of this one here. I have this one done already right here. That's what that looks like now. But I want to take a little bit of this gray paint, and I'm not going to have to paint much of it, because you're not going to see any of this in here. Just maybe a tiny bit around these edges here. And of course I have my chip brush in my hand. Oh, where's one? Here's one. I always use these chip brushes. You can get these anywhere. You can get them at Walmart, Michael's, Home Depot, pretty much anywhere. I think I got some of these I ordered from Temu. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this Parisian gray. I'm not even going to dump it out. Ooh, that needs to be stirred up again. Piece of paper towel. Let me grab a paper towel. And I just want a little tiny bit of this paint on here. I'm going to put some on here, and I'm going to dab some of it off here, and then just add a little bit, just to give that you know, kind of weather. Whoops, that's too much. I can sand it off. Or I'm probably not even going to see that. Just a little bit of a weathered look to it. And I'm just going to go down the edge here, because you're not going to see anything in the center. I got a little too much on there on that one. That's okay. We can put a little brown over it if it's too much. But yeah, you just want to go light. That's why I wiped most of it off. And then that just gives that little weathered effect to the, make it look like a little wood grain, even though it's a plastic. But that's that. But I may cover that up a little bit or sand it. I'm probably, if I don't want to, I don't think I want to sand it, because it's probably going to take the paint off. I'm sure it will take the paint off. Let's see if we can do that here. just a little bit of this brown. Yeah, what do I want to dip it into? Yeah, just a little bit right there, I guess. All right. So let's see if I can cover some of that up. Oh yeah, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so that'll dry and then it'll match everything good. But that's it for that. You just want to be careful. I don't want to get too much on there. And of course, it's all over my fingers. We talked about this the other day in my video. I get paint on me no matter how hard I try. I either stick my fingers in it or something. All right, so now we're going to put this image on here. I cut it out, made sure they're still working on my road, as you can hear in the background here. Driving me nuts. We're just going to take this image here. I'm going to take some Mod Podge. I'm just going to squirt some right on here and spread that around. I had this upside down. I just get these little bottles. That's probably way too much. These little bottles of Mod Podge at Dollar Tree. I'm sure that's way too much. But I just want to get it all up around the edge here. So you can get this image glued down on here. I didn't want it on there. Alright, let's flip this around here. I gotta get my face down in here so I can see what I'm doing. Just want to make sure I get it good right around that edge, so I don't want it to lift up. I might have a little too much on here. Give it back to me now. See, I took it off here, now I need it. Alright. And then we're just going to glue our image down. And let that dry while we make some of the decorations we're going to put on top. And this stuff is dry already since I just did a little tiny brushing of that gray. Alright, that should be good. So now we're just going to take our little image here, get that in there. Hopefully I get it in there the right first shot. And there we go. Isn't it cute? I don't know where my little thingy is here. It's got a little crease in it, but that's all right. That's just such a cute picture. I love these little vintage papers. But there you go. That's how that looks so far. Isn't that adorable? Love, love, love the pictures. All right, I can get rid of this paper now that I'm done painting on it. Get that out of my way. Now I want to make a bow. I already have all the stuff cut out here that I'm going to use. Whatever size you want. I didn't measure this whatsoever. But I just took a piece of this. These are all from Dollar Tree, except for the material. This burlap ribbon. I just cut a piece, doubled that over like that. Same thing, I took a piece of this fabric that I have. I just ripped it to make this piece here. It's just a little piece of this fabric. Let's see, I gotta find the middle again now that I opened it up. Put that in there like that. And then same with this. This is that pretty ribbon that Dollar Tree has out right now that I just picked up. It's like that mesh. It looks really cool with, you know, as a backing for these other ribbons. So we're going to set these all on top of each other like so. And I just ripped a piece of that fabric and we're just going to use that to tie this together. This thing, my thing is lifting up here because I'm not paying attention. I don't know where my little brayer is either to push this down. We'll just use our fingers. I'm gonna have to find that though. Come on, I don't want big bubbles under here. Alright, anyway. So now we're gonna take this here and we're just gonna lay them all together like that. And then just kind of pinch it up this way and pinch it up that way. And then I'm going to take this piece of fabric that I ripped. Like I said, I didn't measure anything. However big you want these or small or whatever. And then I'm just going to wrap that around there in the center like so. And then we're just going to tie a knot in the back. And that's that. That's simple. Make sure I have it in the center where I want it. I'm just going to give it a good tug here. There we go. And then I'm going to loop that around one more time. And then I do want a couple of these just to hang down a little bit, but not much at all on here. Now, that's got to be my husband coming back with the dog. I just ding all day long, I do. Alright, so there is our bow. They're pretty. Pretty, pretty. I'm not going to cut these yet. Make sure my image is on here good. I need to find that. Where are you? It was right here. You know, I always have things right where I want them, and then, you know, I clean up the craft room. I don't know where anything is. I gotta find that, though. It's gotta be over here. Hang on, I'll be right back. Alright, I found my little... It's actually from Mod Podge. I don't know where my brayer is. I have no idea. I was just gonna kind of roll the bubbles out of here, but no. Alright. Good enough. There we go. Alright, so now this guy's going to go way up here. I don't know if I want to put a piece of wire around that for now, because I do want to tuck things up underneath here. These are going to be very short ends, so I'm just going to kind of cut them off here, I guess. Don't want them to really get in the way here of my pretty picture. So we're just going to open that up there. Now I'm trying to debate. Do I want to? No, I don't think I think I'm just going to hot glue this on here. And if I had some hot glue in here, just a dab here, just to hold it in place for now, and then I may stick more underneath there. But I have a bunch of things that I want to kind of tuck under there, so I don't want to put too much hot glue to get in my way. Alright, so that is where a bow's going to sit. Yep. Are you going to stay? Nope, I lifted it right up. The only bad thing when you paint these, it will lift up the paint, but that's okay. We just glue it again and then it'll adhere to the plastic. Alright. And then everything else is pretty much going to get stuck to this burlap underneath. So that will hold everything really good. Okay, I should have put a wire on it, honestly. Yeah, it's going to stay fine now. Okay. You stay there, be good. Alright, so I cut up a bunch of these. These are those little mini picks that I picked up at Dollar Tree. I think I got these last year. They usually have these every year, or they have other ones if it's not just like these. And I just cut a few of the tops off because that was the prettiest right there. So I'm going to tuck these in different places here. I think I want that one like right under there. Do I? You know what? We're just going to set them down for now until I make up my mind. So I want to get these tucked under. That'll be good right there. And I've got these pine cones. These I've had a couple of years from Dollar Tree. It's called Garland. It was on a wire. These come off so easy. All you have to do is just pretty much untwist them. And they come right off. So, and then you have all your little pine cones to use. I do that with a lot of stuff from Dollar Tree. I just, things like this, and just take them apart and use the pieces. So I want a couple of these. Come on, there we go. Alright, got a couple pine cones. I have a few berries here. I think I can just, well, you know, I'm going to cut these off because sometimes these berries are like styrofoam from Dollar Tree. Sometimes if you pull this wire out, you pull off half the color with it. So we're just going to clip a couple of these off. I think I only want 2. I don't know. May as well clip all 3 while I got them here. There we go. And then I'm going to put these other two up on the top part here to stick out underneath there. I don't want to cover the hole up because that's how it's going to hang. So we're going to put those like so. And then I have this button. All right, let's get these glued on. I'm getting carried away here already. So we're going to stick that up underneath here. And then this one over here. I like to do that with most of my things. Just lay them all out and then glue them on later because I get tired of changing my mind and having to try to get glue off. All right. And that'll hold that ribbon over there away from the snowman's face. Get this string. These are just scraps of fabric and things I had. I've had this fabric. Oh, I think I got that at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. Stick them under there. That's another really quick, easy little project. Get it away from the hole there. Okay. And I'm going to put my button here in the center because I love these buttons. I got these also from Temu. We're going to put that right in the center there of this bow because they're just so darn cute. So here's how we are so far. And now I do want a pine cone down here. Definitely. Stick him facing like there. I think I'm going to put one up on the top. Let's see. Yes, I am. I'm going to take that little thing off of there, though it's in the way. There we go. Glue this one on this way. And then I just have a couple berries. I'm not sure where I want to put the berries. I may need more berries. I don't know. No, I don't. I don't want too much on here. So I think maybe I'll just put like one berry down here and maybe one berry up here. Or am I going to need more berries? Yeah, you know what? I kind of want one on each of them now. Now I got to find more berries. Hopefully I have more up here because, like I said, most of my stuff is still down in the garage, and until my broken foot here, it's better now. I mean, I don't have the air cast anymore, but I'm not quite ready to go down the stairs and down into my basement garage there to find the rest of my goodies. But I'm going to have to pretty soon, so I better hurry up and be done. All right. Let's see what we got over here. Oh, here's some more. Here's another berry. This one's pulled off already, so that saved me some trouble. Just stick that one up there. I always have to have everything even, too. I don't know. Probably didn't need that many berries, but you know what? I couldn't just have two. But I think that is it, and that is all I'm doing to this little thing. And look how darn cute that came out. Let me get this junk out of my way. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Out of just a little plastic cutting board, you can make this really cute thing. And if you can't find these like images like this, you can find some really cute, like at Dollar Tree now, they're coming out with their gift bags and things. Sometimes you can find some really cute images on their gift bags. And I've used that a lot of times. And this kind of feels like that, even that kind of a material. Just making sure all these bubbles are out of here. But yeah, you could use anything, any image you can find. Wasn't it cute? But that was it. That was my quick and easy little project for today. I'm on a roll with the quick and easy ones this week, my favorite kind. And then all I gotta do is hang this up. But I'll hang this up and take a picture of it, put it at the end of the video. But thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little project idea, and I will see you guys all next time. Have a great day, everyone.